Hello and welcome. I am Dogbert back again for this Dark Dimension 6 guide. Now, I know I'm a couple days late. I was posting one video a day for each node, but the entire house got sick, including myself. Still recovering, but I have the energy right now to do node 3 finally. So you're probably wondering why Spiderweaver's here. Well, it's because we need an education or reminder of what Spiderweaver's passive is, so you know how to properly attack Node 3, because you're going to be dealing with a Spiderweaver. And the thing I want you to remember is, when this king character or a Tangled Web ally is attacked, she gets an ability energy, and she gets 10% speed bar. We all know about the charges, but remember this. When you're attacking this node, that you don't really want to be attacking into a Spiderweaver even when she has charges just to clear them, or hitting another Tangled Web ally. That means 2099, or more than likely Noir. So hold this in mind. Now let's go take a look at node 3. And all right, here is node 3. This is what it looks like at the start. They fill up the board. You can see we have a Noir back here. We have a Spiderweaver. Spiderweaver is our #1 target, although Noir does hurt. Also, the Ultron is very dangerous as well, because his bots can heal him back to full. And he has a lot of hit points. So that's going to be annoying. Everybody else is just kind of there and annoying. But your main goal is to get that Spiderweaver down as quick as possible. It might be even worth it for you to wait and do after you've conquered node 2 to not come into node 3 until the next day after your reset, just so you have the Apocalypse's ultimate turn 1, depending on what team you're bringing. Now I have brought Carter here, and watch what happens with debuffs. People who say Carter is not useful don't know how to use her ultimate and clear debuffs. And trust me, clearing debuffs is very critical in Dark Dimension 6, especially these global nodes, especially when she's paired up with Captain America. Now we have immunity for the entire team. She makes him tankier. And she can also res him, should that actually happen. And you're going to be sitting here a lot, just waiting for your turn. Now I do have Weaver and Quicksilver on this team. Both are very expensive Mystic characters, so I doubt you'll have both if it's your first or even maybe not even your second run. Now don't forget, Apocalypse cannot miss on his ultimate or his empowered. We did a lot of damage there to Spiderweaver, but you can see she has charges. So I'm going to click off of her. I am not going to attack Spiderweaver and give her more speed bar and energy. At this point, I'm just going to attack Emma, just to kind of waste away the charges. This is what you want to do. Okay, now Quicksilver can't miss on his ultimate, so that's why I did that, to do some more damage to Spiderweaver. You want to do as much damage as quickly as possible. You want her down. Alright, charges are finally gone. We're just dealing with Moonstone. We ended up stunning our own Quicksilver. But my own Spiderweaver, then you can see just how much, you can see the speed bar go up, but how many hit points she really has. It's ridiculous. I used the special there on Carter, healed up Cap a little bit more. But we are rid of Spiderweaver, and that is going to be the big difference here. If you're having problems on this node, just getting rid of Spiderweaver will make this so much easier once you get rid of her, because of all the missing constantly. I didn't have Quicksilver or Weaver on my first attempt through, and it was a nightmare just getting rid of that Spiderweaver. It took me a few attempts just to do that. Once I did that, it got a lot easier. I brought Quicksilver in on my second run, and it got a lot easier with that too, because now I had some more power. So at this point, it's the next big bad is probably Ultron, as far as who's the worst character that you need to deal with. But the other characters just kind of fall off by themselves. That Taskmaster really doesn't have any hit points in comparison. The Rhinos are nothing. Moonstone's really nothing. The only other one would be Noir. His bleeds can hurt. But thankfully we have Captain America handing out those immunities. And those immunities are going to be incredibly important inside the global, just because we're not getting debuffed constantly. Yeah, I do like to get rid of Emma as quick as possible as well, just because she clears debuffs on their team, and can clear our buffs. We don't like that. We want to get rid of her. Okay, we're stuck here behind the Rhino Taunt now. We do have Ultron under control. Don't forget, Ultron does have revive, so guess what? We get to kill him twice. Unless, of course, you can kill him with, like, Weaver or something. Or Apocalypse as well. We'll do it, too. And that's not going to be the only Ultron. You're also going to notice he has Fortifier, so he gets a lot of barrier. He is really quite an annoyance. So I'm just going out of here, just cleaning up. Now, once you get down to 3... you only have a couple turns, and then the next wave drops. There's the next wave. So now we have a Doc Ock has joined the fray, another Noir, got a 2099, a Kingpin, Titania, Moonstone. Masters of Evil characters really aren't that big of a deal in this node. It's mostly, like I said, the Ultron and the Tangled Web characters. They're pretty nasty. Can't get to Noir, even though he's almost close. Now, the Doc Ock is actually pretty nasty as well. He can heal up quite a bit of the other characters, so keep this in mind as well. Plus, of course, he's going to summon Shocker on us, so we'll have to deal with that as too. So I'm just looking to put out as much damage here as possible with Apocalypse. Put those bleeds out, just hit as many characters as I can. As soon as I get a chance, I'm going to take out that Noir. I do not want 2 Noirs on that board. And then you can see the bots. And this is again where Carter comes in handy because of her ultimate. She can take those bots out with her ultimate, even if we're stuck behind a taunt or really need to hit somebody else. Because like I said, those bots can heal up Ultron. Plus they put out a bunch of buffs to the rest of the enemy side that we don't want them to have. You can see Carter just wiping them out, takes away some debuffs on us as well, got rid of the heal block on Apocalypse. That's actually quite important, because now Apocalypse can heal back up. Because don't forget, ISO 5 Striker will allow him to heal based off the amount of damage he does, which is quite a lot. Watch this. So we're going to go right there down the Kingpin, so we hit the maximum targets, and look at Apocalypse heal himself up. Quite nice. Now, 2099 is also very annoying with his buff flipping here. So he does become a pain to get rid of as well. Here's Ultron with his big blast. Gotta stop 2099, get him a bit under control. You can see Quicksilver can do a bunch of damage. Plus we're getting rid of those buffs over there. Captain America's main job is to be a tank and put out energy to Apocalypse, Spider-Weaver, or whoever. We don't care. He's a great energy battery, and that's what makes him so great for Dark Dimension 6. He can be quite tanky, especially when compared with Captain Carter. So yes, even though Rebirth is going away, those 2 characters are still quite valuable, at least for Dark Dimension 6, based on what we currently have. You see, I went and took out the green bot immediately, because I didn't want that healing bot up there at all. And we got rid of the Ultron bots, so you just really want to get rid of them as quick as possible. You do not want them getting their buffs out. I probably sound like a broken record at this point. Alright, we got the Apocalypse ultimate here. Gonna hit Noir because he had the vulnerable on him. We get that double tap out of there. Gonna go after that Ultron when you want to get rid of him. That's it, Ultron gone, so now we don't have to worry about him and his bots anymore. But there will be another Ultron later on in this node. So I'm just looking here. We don't want Kingpin summoning his minions. So we ability block him, plus that heals us up, gives us some safeguards. As we take out Noir. Hit everybody with Carter there. I do run Fortifier and Captain America to make him even more tankier, just because we are going to be taking so much damage with him. And we got rid of 2099 for Apocalypse. You can see Apocalypse doing a ton of this damage, a lot of the work here. And I'm just watching. I do run Captain Carter, has a healer, so she's constantly putting out those regens for us. That really does help out. Don't forget, also, when that happens, if she had any debuffs and Captain America does his taunt, those debuffs would also get cleared. You can see we gotten rid of Kingpin now. We're down to just Moonstone and Titania. I wanted to call her Firestar there for a second. They look similar. But no, this is the evil one. And you see we're just looking a rare respite here where we can only have 2 characters. Whenever you get down to like something that you only have 2 characters you need to go through, best just to start getting your cooldowns back, because you know the next wave's coming and it's going to really screw you over. So I just wanted to get some charges up on Weaver because we know that next wave is coming soon. And really the pain is just getting through all the hit points. Just basicking here. You don't get too many of these respites, that's for sure. Especially in global. And here comes the final wave. Now we actually do have to worry about Kang, plus we have that Ultron there. Pretty much the Merc Riot Guard is an annoyance, along with Rhino and Taskmaster. Pretty much your main target is going to be Kang on this final wave. You want to get him out of there as quick as possible. He's not as bad as the Weaver, but he's still pretty bad. And so is that Ultron, especially when you start dealing with his bots. So we're going to flip the buffs there. We're mostly looking to get rid of somebody. You got Ultron pretty well down there. I figured I could get Kang down, no problem. Plus we have the charges on Weaver to help us out. Because don't forget, when Kang goes with his passive, that will take away a charge as well. So Kang can technically take away 2 charges of Weaver per turn. The ability blocked Kang that time, so if he does get a turn, he won't be doing his ultimate on us. But in reality, this Kang doesn't have a whole lot of hit points in comparison to other DD6 enemies you're going to be facing. You can see he's dropping quite quickly. There's another shocker. This is the easiest of the 3 global nodes. They do get much harder and much worse with the waves, as you'll see once we get to the next nodes. Alright, we got rid of Kang now. We're going to get rid of that shocker. No reason for him to be doing any extra damage to us. We have killed Ultron once. Just using Cap there to put some offense downs out. We just want to do maximum damage. We have a vulnerable over there on Rhino. Put those bleeds out as well. You can see I'm trying to figure out who to stun. I chose to go with Ultron. That keeps him from summoning bots for another turn. Really nobody to cleanse them other than Ultron's bots right now. You can see the Merc Riot Guard is actually pretty weak. We really haven't targeted him at all. Removing those charges off of Doc Ock back there. Going back over here, we had a vulnerable on Taskmaster, so we're going to double tap him. And you can see like the Merc Riot Guard and Taskmaster very weak in comparison. Going down very quickly. As always, if you can take somebody out, take them out. It'll make your life a lot easier. Well, at least at this node. There's other nodes where you do not want to take somebody out as quick as possible. There's going to be nodes in Dark Dimension 6 in which that we are going to want to take our time and bring everybody down as equally, just because of the way the wave drops are. This is especially important inside a Legendary. Alright, Taskmaster is gone. I'm just going to deal with it. And at this point, it's just a cleanup. Should be able to conquer this pretty easy. Start getting your cooldowns ready for the next node. Garter again being very useful, getting rid of those bots. We're stuck behind Rhino. There he goes. You can see they're really not doing too much damage right now to us. I went for the stun on Titania, just take away a turn whenever you can. That's my theory. Those are really starting to try to work on Ultron. We've got that barrier going because of his fortifier. You see, Ultron just has a ton of hit points. Didn't use the special there in Apocalypse. Like I said, I'm trying to save my cooldowns for the next node. Yep, here come the bots again. Titania doing her ability block there. But for this one, wear down Ultron. Try to remove some debuffs there. Get some energy. And now you can see some of the healing going on between Doc Ock and the bots. Look at all those buffs out there. What a nightmare. We're going to use the special at least. That's a little bit quicker of cooldown for Apocalypse. Using the ultimate on Carter. Again, clearing out that last bot. Almost have Ultron down. Of course, he goes and gets death proof now. But thankfully, multiple hits from Spider-Weaver knocks him out. Just 3 to go, but you can see this is going to take a little bit. Definitely do not want to use that ultimate with Apocalypse. Just going to deal with Doc Ock and his stuff. Trying to get the heal, didn't get any luck there on getting it onto Cap. Again, saving cooldowns even on Quicksilver. Now we have the minions come out. They are not at all threatening. Just annoying. The Doc Ock very tanky as well. We're finally rid of him. And now we're down to Titania, Kingpin, as we're finishing off this node. Very long node if you're going to one-shot it. I would not expect to do this, especially on your first run, unless you have put into a lot of gear into global characters. This is a very expensive team if you were to try to build this team. You're talking 2 expensive Mystic characters. I think it's 3 pieces for Weaver, 4 for Quicksilver. You're talking 2 more expensive Bio characters between the 2 Caps, and then of course Apocalypse being mutant. You might want to consider Dr. Doom actually, because he is a mythic character for Dark Dimension 7, so it might not be a bad idea to bring him in. I do bring him in my first run. He does do some good stuff if you know how to use him and how to get around death pools and archangels and all that. As you'll see in the next nodes, they're really set up to kind of screw you over on summons and stuff like that as we get to those nodes. Finishing up here, we're going to kill Titania and end this video. So come on back then for node 4. Until next time, everybody.